We just left Guadalajara, Mexico, where we went to the dentist, recuperated in an air-conditioned Airbnb, and explored the very lovely Colonial District. We're back on the road, and because we're in Jalisco, we have to check out a bucket list town for us. We're going to Tequila. And honestly, it's not at all what we thought. We're Brian, Marisha, and Carlos, currently overlanding our way through Mexico. Welcome back, and welcome to Tequila. We are at a campground right now on the edge of the Central District. We are leaving our campground to go check out some tasting rooms.
Yeah, so what's the setup for the town? We're gonna try to figure it out. We kind of think that there's a main plaza area that's got tasting rooms. So we're gonna go check that out. And then there's obviously, just like you would have as a Napa Valley type situation, there's gonna be distilleries all around in the hills.
Yeah.
We really don't know how that works much at all. So we're gonna figure that out as well.
We'll check it out and we'll bring you along.
Welcome to Tequila.
From where we stayed, it was a short 5-minute walk to the center of town. So what we've discovered already is Tequila is where nationals come to celebrate bachelorette parties.
It's true. A lot of tourism, a lot of locals are touring here, which is cool.
Yeah.
It's not just a bunch of Americans.
I haven't seen one American yet.
I haven't heard anyone speak English yet.
And not just American, just any foreigner. But lots of bachelor and bachelorette parties, which is fabulous. What we expected to see was a town loaded with small independent tasting rooms where you could go in and sample a variety of brands. And they do have some of that, but only a few. Most of the brands that are represented in town are set up more like stores than tasting rooms. Mostly it's restaurants and bars offering margarita deals. You buy a little clay cup, which gives you deals at bar windows throughout the town. And if it's a distillery tour you want, for known brands like Arete or Fortaleza, those are located outside of town. But don't worry, there are plenty of places in town where you can book a sweet ride like this to take you there. So yep, it's touristy. But for some reason, when touristy is catered towards Mexican nationals and not gringos, it just works better.
Check out the intersection of normalcy and tourism.
There is one distillery, however, right in the center of town that you can tour, and it happens to be the oldest functioning distillery in the Americas. You guessed it, Jose Cuervo began making tequila over 250 years ago. In 1758, he was granted land in Tequila, Mexico to cultivate agave, becoming the first to farm it for tequila. In 1795, his son obtained the first license to distill commercially. La Rojena still exists right here in the center of town, making it the oldest functioning distillery. I'm not a huge fan of his tequila, but he's got some good brands. Centenario is one of them. That's pretty good. They do offer tours, which talk about the history of the family and the history of tequila.
You have JC on the window box.
Yeah.
So it's part of his property.
Yeah, oh, I got it. This is Jose's ride. I feel if anyone in this town was cruising for chicks, it was Jose Cuervo. It's an okay yard. We think this was his house. And across the street, which is what we were in earlier, was his tequila factory and business. Is this basically this whole block. Maestro Dobel, which is one of Bry's favorites.
Oh my god.
And he's got his cinnamon bread.
Let's talk about this first. That is cinnamon and sugar bread with chunks of apple in it. The bread in Mexico is phenomenal.
Yeah, they have some delish bread.
Very, very simple, but it is so good. They're the boys right there. That's the whole family. Oh yeah, that's the whole group right there. I'll take one of each.
This was one of those scenarios where we really wanted a tasting room and got a store. I'm headed into the square. It's our vibe right here. All in all, we think Tequila's worth a visit. It's a far cry from the trainloads of tourists we were expecting to see. And the fact that it's touristy, but with Mexican nationals, makes it a little bit cooler. And don't worry guys, you are going to see a very legit, very traditional distillery tour. One thing we noticed in Jalisco is agave grows everywhere. Our first flat tire of the whole trip. I can't believe it took this long. We are, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half outside of Tequila. On our way to campsite. It's really hot, it's 91, so we found this spot on a lake on someone's farm and got a flat tire somewhere in the last 5 minutes because it's dropping pretty fast. This is when the onboard air compressor really comes in handy. 3K to go, and then we'll probably just obviously put the spare on and go home on that. So we should be fine, but yeah, it's dropping pretty fast. It went from 71 to 46 in 3, maybe 5 minutes. I can't believe it was mainland Mexico that gave us a flat and not Baja. Oh, we have a really pretty spot to pump up our tire. Pumping it up so we can go our last 2-ish miles. Then we can deal with this tire business. All right, we made it to Udo's. After we still had to pump the tire up twice to get here. And it's a lovely location. Not right on a lake, but across the road from a lake.
Never a good sign.
No, it's
when
not.
you have this out.
So you guys remember that shiny new suspension we got put on 6 months ago, actually?
This is our first off-road trip.
Oh yeah,
Actually,
with the
no, that's not
second.
True. Utah, first with the coilover springs in the front.
Yeah.
Second trip with the Van Compass shocks.
I'm gonna set this up. We got the first one on 9 months ago, the second portion put on 6 months ago, and this is what we did on this trip. The strut connection thingy. That's what the normal one looks like. And this is what Brian and Marisha did to theirs. This is why we can't have nice things, Brian.
It's the bigger deal for the suspension is the adjuster knobs.
Oh yeah, that too.
Well, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see.
Yeah.
There's a dent right here. And this thing is completely bent. So the leaf spring came up and it hit it. Bump stop didn't stop it. And they designed it so this sticks out above the leaf spring. So the leaf spring came up and hit it. So this micro adjuster here in the center, the black knob, no longer turns. The main one still turns, but if it gets hit a couple more times, it'll probably be done too.
But we can't do any more micro adjusting, which is part of what you pay for.
A little bit, yeah, for sure. And then the other one's bent as well. That's on the second off-road trip.
Carlos met a little Malinois shepherd buddy named Rocky. Rocky is 1, Carlos is 2, so they're buddies. They're gonna have so much fun. Besides the little Chihuahua, I think these are the first dogs that actually liked Carlos. He gets bum rushed by street dogs a lot. It's kind of unnerving. They come at him and I think it's because he's so pretty and they're jealous.
We get a lot of that ourselves.
I mean, people bum rush
us all the time.
It's true. The next question is will our spare tire come down because that is bent as well?
Well, now you can you can film this right here.
Oh yeah, that's bent.
So, yeah, we hit a rock right here.
Jeez,
right here and here. This is supposed to be straight, like this side.
Not straight.
See how this side's down straight?
Oh yeah.
And then we bent this up. Problem with that is that this won't go through.
All right, step 2, done. Brian was just saying how we didn't love these tires.
As soon as I put them on, I didn't like them. I didn't like the way they looked.
Yep.
For you dudes out there, you know what I'm talking about. And then they were terrible in the snow.
And what are these?
These are Toyo Open Country AT3s, their new model. And then these are terrible in the sand.
They are terrible in the sand.
We have to air down another 5 to
10
10
psi.
pounds.
compared to the last ones.
5 to 10 pounds.
Yeah.
So this is our hole.
That's a weird spot.
If you listen closely, everyone. That's our hole.
There it is. You saw it live, everyone. You saw it live. As you can see here behind me, we have a
I
hole.
might be able to repair it.
Well, let's just save that for a spare, though.
Spare, and then we don't have to go to a tire shop.
No, that's good. All right, now that that's done, we're getting settled in our campsite. This is so great. He's like making this really nice. We'll give you a tour at some point. What'd Carlos find? Oh, he got a chunk of wood. Yeah, Carlos is having a blast. We met some doggy friends. Beautiful view. It's the owner's house. There's a pool. The yellow building over there is showers, laundry, and bathrooms. There's an outdoor kitchen. There's a covered palapa. This is the outdoor kitchen. So nice. Really nice outdoor grill. And then the pool. He had a big dust storm 2 days ago. So it's all filled with sand. He's got to get that all cleaned out, he said. But then this is his house up here. It's like a nice big TV. He has like Netflix and YouTube and all that stuff. Guest room up there. But yeah, it's a really nice property. And then he's bringing all the grass back. No, you can't come in here. This is the poop-free zone. Also have another guest house down there. And all this is parking for the campground. He also rents out the space for private parties. So there's a local family here having a birthday party. And we attended a small birthday party last night. Wow, what is he? Carlos got his, well, both of us are out of the van. So he's pretty stoked about it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Not sure what's going on here, but he's very excited we're both out of the van. We've been in the van all day.
We had a late night last night.
Yeah, we had a late night last night with Udo, the owner.
Yes, we did.
2 Americans and a German guy. It's good times.
A wide range of topics.
Wide range of conversations.
Learned a lot about Europe, and specifically Germany.
It was awesome. It was awesome. And then we had the massive thunderstorm coming in hot. Coming in hot. Oh, lightning. I'm out. Lightning was so loud last night too. Woo. Which was so refreshing. It was cold and windy and rainy, and it was just awesome.
Yeah, that was. We slept great. And the chicken bus got a little bit of a rinse off. That thing be nasty.
It was so gross, but yeah, Chewy's looking pretty good. Brian fixed the tire today. And it was just a nice, lazy day. We slept in. Yeah.
The dogs peed on every single tire.
Yeah, there's 5 dogs here, plus Carlos. But yeah, I think we're gonna hit the road in the morning.
We're gonna try to get a distillery tour.
Yeah, and we're just gonna show up. It's by appointment only.
Super legit tequila.
Yeah.
And it's small and it's not like fancy or anything, but it's going to be a lot of old school how to make tequila business, and that's what we're looking for, is not the glitz and glamour.
Traditional methods of how to distill tequila, and this company is known for that, where they're one of the more pure, which is rare. So all those fancy bottles that we used to buy and spend a lot of money on are like loaded with additives and chemicals.
I don't know if they're going to let us film or not, but we'll find out.
Hopefully they let us film. Otherwise, we'll figure out a way to tell you all about it. But in the meantime, we're going to enjoy the sunset and the nice cool breeze.
It's awesome. It's glorious, right?
In this really cool area that we're at.
And then after that, we're starting to head north.
Yeah, it feels good.
Back to the US of A.
America! Carlos and Rocky. Best buds. Good Lord, these two.
Hi, Hans.
Give Hans a bye. Hi, Rocky. There's Hans. He's a 8-year-old Great Dane. Not getting around too well anymore. There's Udo and the neighbor horse. Oh. Udo ended up giving us a recommendation for a local restaurant in town. And this will probably be one of the most authentic Mexican restaurants we've ever stepped foot in. This is awesome. Got some corn decor. And this is the House of Corn. We're at the House of Corn.
We are at the House of Corn.
It is awesome. We were told to come here by Udo.
Yeah, this is a traditional Mexican restaurant.
Family cooked. And he has a farm. And everything served at this restaurant, they grow themselves, including the blue corn, which is, what do you say, heirloom. It's a version of heirloom corn. Or the corn seeds are like generational. So we're pretty stoked to check it out.
I'm stoked to check this out right here. That's what I'm stoked to check.
Brian loves the homemade salsas. That looks good.
Yeah, it does.
Chunky and good. And they cook everything on an open fire. Yeah, this is gonna be good. Wow, that looks so good. Yes. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so good. Delicioso. I can try it? Okay. Mmm. Mmm. Muy delicioso. Wow. That's so good. Go taste that.
Oh, I'll taste it soon enough. I don't want to get involved with the kitchen.
She gave me a bite out of the cooking spoon, which is awesome. It's like being at Babsha's house. She's Spanish, Babsha.
Too many hens in that hen house. I can't go over there. I'm not welcome.
No, he's just gonna get shooed out of there. This might be the best meal in all of Mexico that we've had so far. Whatever this business is, spinach something. My lord.
My belly full of blue corn.
And if you're looking for it, it's right off the square, and they have this lovely sign outside. Right next to the church and the cemetery. Pulled over to check out the town church, which is really cool. The cemetery right off the side of it.
And the lime green bench.
And the lime green bench. Oh, the little green couches are all over the place.
This is a really nice, well-kept cemetery. Super, super clean.
Make sure you guys stop in and say hi to Udo. We'll link his information below. Join us next time when we drive far into the countryside to visit the distillery of one of our favorite tequila brands. And get a private tour where we learn so much about tequila.
That's amazingly sweet.
We got a whole case. No, the other door. Whole case. See, like we said, bachelorette parties. Oh, even better. That's fabulous. That's fabulous. We're enjoying our dreamy campsite tonight. Look at that. Blue corn tortillas, homemade, right here.
Best tortillas we've had, by far.
By far, best tortillas.
By far.
This guy is freaking stud muffin.
See you next time. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all the things. It really does help us out by allowing us to reach a larger audience.